In 1966, Angie Dickinson made a splash when she appeared on the cover of Esquire magazine wearing nothing but a sweater and heels. The photo became so iconic that in 2003 it was recreated, this time with Britney Spears. The 1966 issue of Esquire celebrated 60 years of Women We Love, and 37 years later, in 2003, that issue celebrated 70 years of Women We Love. The math is a little confusing here. What's not confusing is that 8 years after her Esquire cover, Angie Dickinson was in her 40s and naked in Big Bad Mama. This created a lot of interest in the movie and created a whole new generation of fans for Angie Dickinson. So you might be thinking, what does all this have to do with anything? Magazine covers and being in your 40s and being naked? Well, I'm thinking that it's now 2023 and Britney Spears is in her 40s and history has shown us a wonderful direction her career could go. Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at Big Bad Mama from 1974. This is an action, crime, comedy, sexploitation period piece from producer Roger Corman. And it features an amazing cast of familiar faces. Aside from the aforementioned Angie Dickinson, we've got Dick Miller, Tom Skerritt, Robbie Lee, who we all know from Switchblade Sisters, Susan Sennett, who we all should know from the Candy Snatchers, that movie is awesome, and we've got William Shatner. Oh yeah, this movie is gonna be good. We open on Mama taking her daughter to her wedding, and Mama is none too pleased that her girl is going to marry a poor boy. Outside the church, the trio is joined by Barney, who is apparently Mama's boyfriend, but she doesn't seem to be overly attached. That'll be a common theme in the movie. Inside the church, Mama objects to the wedding, there's a scuffle, and the girls and Barney take off. Barney's a bootlegger, and the feds are hot on his tail, and that lead fed is, familiar face, Dick Miller. The four of them manage to lose the feds, but at the last moment, Barney catches a bullet and dies. Mama takes over Barney's bootlegging business with the help of her daughters. It doesn't exactly go very smoothly. At the first house, Mama goes to the wrong house. I think the Kinks wrote a song about that.
I got a big fat mama trying to break me.
Just kidding, the Kinks song came out 10 years before this movie. And one of the girls, Polly, she samples the wares with a young boy who happens to be the sheriff's boy. This doesn't help. Paying off that corrupt sheriff puts an end to their bootlegging business, and the three leave town. The two daughters try to earn some money, dancing, but when Mama finds out what they're up to, she puts an end to that and then steals all the money from the men who put them up to it. Still being chased by the feds, Mama and the girls hide out with a religious group, and then they steal all of their money and the preacher's car. Shortly after that, Mama and the girls find themselves in a bank that's in the middle of being robbed. So they decide to help themselves to some of the money. I mean, it was just sitting there after all. And the bank robber, that's Tom Skerritt, he hops in their car and they all make their escape. Mama will start a relationship with this bank robber. Well, he thinks it's a relationship. She doesn't. In fact, shortly after that bank robber, Fred, joins the group, she replaces him with a newer, more attractive boy toy, William Shatner. Now the family is complete, and the five will rob and screw their way across the country. So it's kind of like Bonnie and Clyde, except as we all know, Clyde wasn't a lover boy.
I ain't much of a lover boy. That don't mean nothing personal about you.
By contrast, Mama is downright insatiable, as are her daughters. But that's enough out of me as far as plot goes. Let's talk some highlights. First off, I love everyone in this movie. Angie Dickinson, goes without saying, she is gorgeous. But since I'm also a very big fan of Switchblade Sisters and the Candy Snatchers, it's really cool to see Robbie Lee and Susan Sennett in this. And they are both wonderful here. And naked. That's nice too. I mean, really, what can you say about this movie? It is just super fun from beginning to end, just pure entertainment in that Roger Corman style. Side note, we all know that Roger Corman makes movies on as small a budget as possible, so you might be wondering, how did he get the money to make a period piece? Well, all of those wonderful antique cars in the movie, he borrowed them from an antique car club. I wonder how they felt about the way he treated them. Anyway, this movie just clips along and delivers action and drama and comedy and sexiness. It's got everything, and it never feels like it's trying too hard to have everything. It's breezy and it's fun from beginning to end. And, as another side note, it was actually another Roger Corman, William Shatner project that kind of taught Corman to focus on this kind of breezy, light, entertaining filmmaking. In 1962, Corman released The Intruder, starring Shatner. It's a serious drama with a strong anti-racism message. Great movie, huge failure at the box office. And when Corman saw that poor turnout, he figured people didn't want messaging, they wanted entertainment, and that became his focus for the rest of his career. This movie, Big Bad Mama, entertaining as hell. But I think there is some messaging here too, but it's sort of subtler, it's under the surface a bit. If you take a look at the people that this degenerate family robs while they're traveling across country, they're all people that kinda deserve it. Creepy guys putting young girls in strip shows, religious huckster, high society types. These are the kind of targets that the counterculture people in the 70s would have seen as deserving victims. Actually, you could remake this movie today with the same deserving victim targets, and it would work. Maybe, add someone from the political class to spice it up a little bit, and we've got a hit. Brittany, are you listening? Opportunity is knocking.